Welcome to another edition of Plug In with Avi and Kyle. We are Avi and Kyle, Internet's odd couple, who happen to be your best source for everything that's anything, tech, news, product reviews. Thank you for coming to our 15th episode, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Episode 5th Dizzle, Avi.
15.
15, yeah. Or
Wow.
5th Dizzle, yeah.
All right,
yeah,
5th Dizzle. Okay.
And see, we like it when you say that.
I kept my mouth shut so you can keep your thoughts together.
So, again, this is our 15th show here at OC Digital Studio, this awesome studio that lets us project things in the background. We're actually on a green screen. If you tuned into one of our shows with the chef,
Yeah,
you
Chef
can see that
Miera Sunshine.
not Miera, Maria.
Maria Sunshine.
So you can check them out at ocdigital.com and get all the information, schedule a time to come in and use their studio. It's awesome. The crew is awesome. Avi's awesome. I'm awesome. Everybody's just
Every
awesome.
now and then.
Yeah. And if you want to see more of our shows, you can check us out on iTunes or YouTube by searching for Plug In with Avi and Kyle. You can also check us out on our website at pluginpod.tv.
Yes.
So, episode 5th Dizzle.
That is 15 in English.
That's 15 in English. And we have some pretty cool guests this week, Avi.
Yes.
We're on a roll here, buddy.
Well, let
We're
me
on
see.
A roll. We're rolling.
We are rolling, and we are going down.
We're going quickly
rolling.
downhill. We were just talking about going downhill mentally. This week we have some great guests. Improv. He doesn't want me to call him an improv god, but I know for a fact he's a great improv teammate.
Oh, okay.
And that's what's important. He's got a great team that help support him, and he supports them.
them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we also have, joining us via Skype for the second time we've had somebody on
Skype, yeah.
is Amber Scott and Robert Snow.
Okay.
And she's like inspiration. Like, it's amazing what her transformation.
Yes. And that's the same person that was on diet, went on diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll get more into that when we
teacher,
talk to
yeah.
them. But I've wasted enough time just yammering about. Let's welcome Anthony Nitz to the show. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Anthony.
Hello.
Anthony.
Anthony,
you guys?
you are an improv guy
I'm an improv guy.
at
yeah.
Improv City.
At Improv City, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
You're number 6.
Number 6. That's my number.
I thought you are on an aircraft carrier or something. Number
No, you know
6.
what? This number actually, because you're a vet, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this actually has significance from my veteran years too. So.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Very
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh well, okay. Well, I'll tell you. So when I was in the Army, I was the battalion that I was in. Every leader of every level, whether it was a platoon, a company, or the battalion, their call sign ended with the number 6. And for the last 3 months of my enlistment, I got to drive the company commander around in his Jeep. Right, we're out in the mud, everybody else getting nasty, dirty, and I've got shiny boots, right? And so my call sign was Black 6. And so it's so Black
shirt
6.
with a 6. Hey.
Black 6. So
Hey.
so it was good. So
And black is
Suck
our
it.
color in this studio.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. We love black here.
Yeah.
So how did you get started? What made you Army.
Army.
And improv. Army improv. How did you get A to B there?
Army can be quite humorous.
Yeah,
at times when you get into the politics of it and everything. You know what? I got out of the Army and just did a variety of jobs and career paths and all that stuff and got into the real estate business. Been doing the real estate business for a long time. But then at one point in time, people would say to me, they go, "Hey, Anthony, well, what hobbies do you do?" And I go, "I sell real estate." My wife's like, "No, go get a freaking hobby. Go do something."
Hobbies, not real
right?
estate.
And because she was like, you every time we're with somebody, if they say the word "how," you think they're talking about a house.
Yeah.
And you start talking about a house. Shut up, right? And so they said, "Go get a hobby. Go get a hobby."
Yeah.
And so I said, "Okay, fine." And then I started watching Whose Line Is It Anyway on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. And I thought, I want to do some comedy, and I went and I took a stand-up comedy class from Barry Weisenberg, who great stand-up comedy, one-liners, just popping them off all day long. And I took the class. I thought, man, that's a lot of fun. And I went and did some stand-up at some clubs and everything. But it was it was just not the environment I wanted to be in. The bars and the nightclubs and and all that stuff. And also, let me tell you something about stand-up comedians at these places. Those guys take their business serious.
They are tougher than real estate agents.
You don't even know. If you're there actually just having fun and making people laugh, they think you're cutting in on their action. You know, they're like, And so I just said, okay, I don't want to do that. And I found out about Improv City. They're a local troupe, and the thing that appealed to me was that they're, family friendly, clean comedy, which, if you go back to all the great comedians in all history, they didn't use vulgarity or sex or bathroom jokes to get their laughs, which we don't. So
but bathroom jokes are so funny.
They can be.
But improv is a little harder than stand-up comedy, because stand-up comedy, you memorize your lines and you go there and you just time the delivery and
Well, I don't know about that. I filmed a short documentary of some guys doing trying to start stand-up at a bar. That was
tough,
rough.
Dealing with the crowd,
Oh man!
If you have bad material, you're.
Well, it didn't matter what the material these guys had. It was a couple years ago during the Stanley Cup playoffs, and they turned the game off to do comedy. And the bar lost it.
Well then,
man.
You started with their own format because you're cutting off on something more important.
And the comedy is all about timing, and turning the Stanley Cup playoffs is not good timing.
Oh man, it was. Brutal.
So we go back to timing is the most important part,
right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
But so improv, you're working with Improv City, and it's comedy based, of course, because it's improv.
That's right,
for the most part. We had another comedian on here or not on our show, but he was on
Passion Driven.
Passion Driven.
Yeah,
and his alter ego when he wasn't doing comedy was real estate.
Yeah, real estate and mortgage.
And I have a feel, and that's what you do.
It's getting out.
So, is this a common thing? Like, so the people in your, what's it called, a troupe, group, team?
Troupe.
Yeah. Are they also all real estate?
No.
The office.
Hey, you know what? Hey, the only reason I do real estate is so I have, so I can sleep in and still make a lot of good money, right? And I get to do comedy. But no, everybody in our troupe, they have their own lives and everything. We've got everything from CEOs of companies all the way down to retail.
So
employees.
it's more as a hobby than a profession, or.
I mean, I have to imagine some people are going as a profession.
Yeah, well, to be clear, everybody in the troupe is a professional.
Yeah,
because we're all professionally trained. We're all we get paid to do what we do. The big question is, do we make a living at it? You guys know this is comedy, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So we don't really pay our bills with it, but yeah, we all do it. It's a labor of love. It's a passion. It's something we all love to do.
So I seen few shows. They go off the cuff and they start with a subject that somebody even picked from the audience.
Yes.
How do you get prepared to expand on it? What's the secret?
Well, first of all, just to create a definition between stand-up comedy and improv comedy. Stand-up comedy, like you said, is routine. Memorize. It's a script. You see that same guy 5 different times,
and he will
probably
same line.
See the same show.
Yeah, same lines, same delivery.
With improv, it's all off the cuff.
Yeah,
and there's a few rules in improv. If you know some of the rules in improv, you can pretty much pull it off. Pretty easily with a little bit of practice and stuff. I mean, and when you're doing scenes and things like that, one of the things is you have to create a location, establish a location, right? Because you got to realize you're on a stage with there's no background, there's no scenery, you have to
imagine
help people visualize. Oh, they're standing at a bus stop.
Yes.
And then you have to create a relationship with the person that is in the scene with you. So somebody's walking in and they go, hey, hey, Joe, good to see you again. Going to take the bus to work, right? Now they know we have some sort of relationship. And then finally you got to, creating some sort of conflict oftentimes is what heightens the scene and takes it to another level and stuff. So those are just some really super simple basic rules of improv.
Okay.
And we practice that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But even I have seen like they can come with a song out of their head and start rattling the song. And a couple days ago, I saw one guy, he literally can they just have the beat and he can change the words instant. And I guarantee you he couldn't repeat them back again.
That's right.
That's game, that's it.
Yeah.
One thing that we're all really good at is emptying our heads.
Okay.
Because if you go into it with a preconceived notion of hey, this is what I'm going to do, and then all of a sudden it makes a slight turn left, you just destroyed everything.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you have to be just completely blank when you go in.
So can you, if I start a subject, can you carry it from there and take over and interact with me on it?
Yeah, oh sure. Yeah.
So that's the whole idea. Sometimes you have to have some stuff in the back of the brain, not just emptying what's on your brain.
Well, it's about reaction.
Okay.
So you say something, I'm going to react to you in whatever way I choose, whether it's in a funny way or just real life. Sometimes real life is more funny than anything else. So it's about reacting.
So you perform at Improv City, correct? Now, does your troupe have a name?
Improv City.
Improv City.
Yeah.
So Improv City.
At ImprovCityOnline.com, just in case you're wondering.
Just making sure. Yeah.
So is this like a house, like a place you go and do your shows, or?
We actually have. We lease the space above Irvine Lanes. It's called Back Bay Conference Center. I know it's kind of like above a bowling alley. It's weird, but we're working on getting our own theater. Yeah. And
above a bowling alley is not weird. I had some of the best Korean food I've ever had under a bowling alley in Alaska. No joke.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Some of the best Korean food I've ever had. So above a bowling alley is not that weird. Yeah.
But that's where we perform. We perform every Friday and Saturday night, 7:30 and 9:30, and then we've got our Thursday show is at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry. May have that wrong, 7 or 7:30, but you can find out at ImprovCityOnline.com. Just
ImprovCityOnline.com.
The same group performs in all the.
We've got 27 cast members.
Oh, wow!
So we're constantly rotating. And we all rotate in positions of performing, hosting, tech, all that stuff. So
I like the fact that the name of the group is Improv City because there's all those old jokes from like Friends and those other where it's like assorted nuts or
right.
A pack of bananas or you know what I mean. Yeah. So it's nice to see that you didn't come up with some
weird name.
Yeah, some cheesy like name. Yeah.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And real estate, improv, Army. What's your favorite thing about being part of the cast? Let's do that because you told me before we came in here, it really is about the team.
Yeah. Absolutely. When you're doing stand-up comedy, it's all about you, and you're trying to look good and be highlighted. But when you're doing improv, it's always about making everybody else look good. Because you got to think about it. So if there's 3 of us in this scene, and my focus is to make you 2 look good, your focus is to make us 2 look good, and your focus is to make how can you lose? How can you lose? Right?
Yeah.
And probably my favorite thing, my business that I'm in, it can be stressful.
Yeah.
And there's times when we go to practice or we go to do a show when I've had a rough day. I'll tell you what, the second I get there is
rough day is over.
Rough day is over. It's so much fun. And the people there, they all same thing with them. They just shed everything and just let's have a good
focus. Time. Yeah, focus to be in the moment.
Absolutely.
Team is very important in improv. There's no I in improv. No, that's good. It's good to know that you guys.
Okay, spelling bee there.
No, it's good because we had some stuff up for your lower thirds, and then you were like, no, you can't do that because you don't want to upset the rest of the team. So, I mean, it's obvious that that's really important. And I can't imagine like being able to go up there and perform in front of an audience when everyone's like, this freaking guy doesn't care about what's going on with us. Yeah. Why would we feed him good material?
Yeah, so now that you said it, you got to tell him what you were going to put on the lower third.
I was going to put improv God.
Yeah, no, not happening.
And he said, nope.
Way.
So, so we'll just, good improv teammate. Solid team member.
We can't say improv son of God, then we might
get... Yeah, we could.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a little bit.
We could do that. Or
how about just improv servant?
There you go. Improv servant.
Yes,
servant of the people.
Yeah.
So now to a more serious topic. How did you get to real estate? Was it the improv that got you to real estate, or the other way around?
No.
I couldn't even figure that correlation out.
Yeah. No, I did. I started.
Well,
real
sometimes
estate.
you go crazy in real estate, so you need an outlet.
Well, that's what he said
True.
before, right? Your wife was like, "You got to have a hobby."
Yeah, get out.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, get
of
out,
here and
get
go do
out.
something.
Well, we're coming to the end of your segment,
Okay.
which I don't like. 15 minutes goes by way
was
too
fast.
fast. That is
Yep.
fast. That is a fast 15 minutes. But before we get you out of here, I'd like you to take a couple minutes or whatever you need to talk into the camera and tell people where they can find you, show dates, how they can get to a show, all that stuff. So
Okay,
take
great.
it away.
So, yeah, ImprovCityOnline.com. You can find all of our show times, all of our different places where we perform. We do remote, so company parties. We'll perform in your living room if you want us to. As long as you pay us, we'll be there. We are looking for a theater, so if you happen to have a big empty space, you want to let some guys come and perform some great improv, let us know.
Okay.
And yeah.
Very cheap.
I got a lot of free space in here.
Yeah.
And it's
not
dark.
enough.
And it's nice
You got
and dark.
you got a
for
big head, so we might fit. We might. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have been here with Anthony Nitz from Improv City. We're going to go to commercial break, and we'll see you right afterwards when we come back with our Skype guests. See you later.